Hi there, I'm Jennifer Carr, and I just wanted to do a quick training for my consultants on how to use my team building notebook. And so we are just going to go through it just like as if you were sitting right here with me, so that my girls that live long distance, so that they can learn to present the information themselves. But also, this is just a video for the consultants to be able to pull up and learn how to use my book that I use. So this is all around training for your consultant, and I really appreciate you doing this for her. I've actually never done a video like this before, so I really don't know how it's going to turn out. So just bear with me. And so normally I just sit right across the table from you and I just ask you about you, because that's what's most important to me. I just want to know kind of who you are, and if you're married and have kids, or if you have a job, what does your husband do? If you're single, just all those things. I love to hear about you. So I want to make sure that you give that information to your consultant, because I know she really that really helps us with presenting information too. And if you have any questions throughout or anything, that's actually super good training for your consultant. So I'll just dive right in since you're not across from me. My name is Jennifer Carr, like I said, and I have been with Mary Kay for 17 years. And I started this just originally to get out of the house and make some extra money. My husband and I had just moved to Wichita after he had gotten out of the Marine Corps, and we had a 6-month-old baby, and I didn't know anybody in Wichita when I started. Kind of a strange time to start a business, I have to admit, but that's what I did. And I actually grew up overseas. My parents were missionaries, so I don't have any background in skincare, color cosmetics, anything like that. This is all very learned. And so I grew up in East and West Africa. So I came to the United States when I was 19. And so I had a lot of transition, you could say, to go through. And I did actually sign my agreement when I was 19. That's something I always thought I would do. I always thought I was going to work with Mary Kay since I was about 8. So yeah, I know, big life goal. But I didn't want to go to college. I just really wanted to get married, have kids, and do Mary Kay. But getting here at 19 from Africa was a bit of a transition, like I said. So I quit and I started my business again when I got married. So we got out of the Marines and we moved to Wichita, and I signed my agreement, and it definitely worked a lot better the second time around. I got hooked up with a great sales director that worked with me, and I was very shy. I was had very low self-confidence. And so that was something I wanted to change. I always think people think they have to have that. They have to have confidence to do something like this. Well, that was something I wanted to change about myself. And so she really worked with me. And so I love to do that with my consultants too, just really whatever it is that they need, I want to be able to work with them. So sometimes I always feel like I just kind of grew up with me in Mary Kay, like in the company. And so let me think here. So about 10 months after I signed my agreement, I earned my first car. So that was a lot of fun. Definitely not anything I ever thought would ever happen. We had absolutely nothing. We were in a lot of debt, and having just come out of the Marine Corps, we didn't have anything. We came here, we had to live with my sister for a little bit. We couldn't get a house, we had no credit. So that's the kind of stuff I definitely understand a lot about. And so winning a free car was definitely not something I thought was in the cards for me. I worked the business part-time for 11 years. And when I say part-time, I worked at about 10 hours a week. Sometimes no hours a week, but about 10 hours a week is about the average. And I did that for 11 years. I won 5 cars during that time. And Mary Kay pays everything on those cars. So that was a huge income for us. That was an extra income for us. And I made about 20,000, between 20 and 25,000 a year as a consultant. And I was really, really happy with that. I thought, my gosh, I'm a stay-at-home mom. Now I have 3 kids. I can stay home with them. I was happy. But I did take the business full-time after that 11th year. Somebody kind of sat down and showed me how much more money I could be making when I really didn't have to do that many more hours. And I was like, oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't give that up. So I did take it full time. And then I've been doing that ever since. Now I make more than my husband does. So that's really very interesting. Some people say, do you think he minds that? I'm like, no, do you think he minds that? But I still stay home. We've done everything from homeschooling our kids to private school, public school. We do a mixture of everything right now. So we have a very busy life. My oldest son just graduated high school last year, and now I have a 15-year-old girl, and she's in 10th grade, and she's doing online school this year. And then I have a son who is 13. So, well, he's turning 14 in 2 days. So I guess I shouldn't say 13 anymore. So that's my life, very busy teenage life going on here at the Carr household. And so I wish I could ask about you, but I can't because you're not here. So I do want to hear about you later, though. So I'll go ahead and get started. And so I'm just going to use this book. I actually don't really like using it because it feels really salesy to me, but it's just a regular notebook with pages in it. And the other weird thing is, I think this actually, the words may be turned around for you, which is probably not good either, but I'll just kind of tell you what it says. So this is just like basic company information here. Let's see if I can turn this a little bit. Basic company information. So the first one just says Mary Kay's been around for a really long time, since 1963. So really long time, we're not going anywhere. Dual marketing plan, and it says not a pyramid or multi-level company. And that just means we are independent contractors for Mary Kay. So more for Mary Kay Inc. So we're independently contracted, which means when you sell product, you keep all of the money. That's good news. And you don't give any to me. You don't give any to the person that might have introduced you to the company, nothing like that. So you buy your products from Mary Kay, they send them to your door, you give them to your customers, and then you keep all the money and you get to decide what to do with that. So that's how you're an independent contractor. We don't have bosses, nothing. Company principles, the golden rule. So that just means we treat each other like we want to be treated. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So that's the golden rule. And Mary Kay really stands by that. And that's good news if you ever do this too. So it's good news that we don't take each other's customers. We have a huge reorder business with this, and that's really nice that we don't have to worry about people taking our customers from us like other consultants. So we don't have a competitive, like with the consultants, it's just a really nice environment to be in. We all share ideas. We're not ever worried about like people taking each other's customers, which is nice. But the one exception to that rule is friends and family. Friends and family will buy from friends and family, and we want that. So if you are currently buying from somebody else, and then, or let's say you got started and your mom was currently buying from somebody else or whatever, then she would obviously buy from you now. So we know that, and we want that. Priorities, Mary Kay asks us to keep our faith first, family second, and career third, which is kind of unheard of in corporate America. They really do keep that in place. Sometimes, I don't know, having grown up as a missionary kid, I thought, oh, we'll see how this goes. But it's really true. They keep those priorities in place. So I have really appreciated that. We're actually in 39 countries. We just took Colombia, so we're in 39 countries now. I should probably say this video is being made August of 2017. So just in case this video lasts a really long time and people use it all the time. That's when I'm taking this video. So we're in 39 countries currently, but sometimes that goes up and down, just different laws and stuff. And we have a little right around 3 million consultants worldwide, but just think that that's spread over 39 countries. So yeah, pretty crazy. Reasons why someone might choose to do something like this part-time: no territories. That just means you can sell anywhere in the United States that you want. You can write off trips and travels off on your taxes. Portions of whatever you do when you go places. If you work Mary Kay when you're there, then you get to write portions of that off on your taxes. So that's awesome. And then no quotas. That's a biggie. I don't know how much you know about other home-based businesses, but a lot of times there's a lot of quotas in place. And with Mary Kay, there's not. So there's one requirement to stay a consultant, to actually basically be on the books or off the books with Mary Kay Corporate. And that's one $225 order per year. And that's what actually makes you a consultant. And so, well, that's actually what, I'll get to what makes you a consultant, but that's what the requirement would be to actually stay a consultant. So, and then after that, if you fell off the books after a year, you can always come back. It's not like you're out, but that's the only requirement to stay a consultant. Equal opportunity for advancement. That just means you can do anything you want with this. I didn't have a college degree and I won a car in 10 months. So we actually had our credit was shot, and they gave us a car. So I always really appreciate that you can work at your own pace, write your own paycheck. I think a lot of people have different ideas about why they think people would do something like this. It's not just for stay-at-home moms. A lot of people do this because they want some extra money in between paydays. And so if something breaks down, or your car needs help, or your refrigerator breaks, or your washing machine, or whatever, or a kid gets sick, then you've got the means to go make money to do it. The day you do a facial with someone is the day you're paid. So I do think it is super flexible. I think you can work around anything. A lot of our consultants in our unit work full time. A lot of them go to school and have families. You can just work this in and around your life that you already have. There's no requirements for the amount of time that you put in. Average consultants work 3 hours a week, so that's not very much, but that's just it. That's just an average, and that's just around whatever you've got going on already. Tax deductions, we have tons of those, about 38 per year. Mileage and postage would be like the top two. And prizes, we get lots and lots of prizes. So we have like a prize brochure that comes quarterly, and it's just like stuff for your house, jewelry, electronics, things like that. Purses, there's always purses, jewelry. Let's see, like this is like a Lotus purse, pots and pans. Yeah, just stuff to make it fun. And then on a weekly and monthly basis, I give prizes for me. And then on a yearly basis, the company gives the big prizes like the diamond rings and things like that. We all make a 50% profit selling the product. So we buy our product for $1 and we sell it for $2. And the way we make our money is by doing parties, facials, and reorders. You can kind of see here. A party takes about 2 hours to do it. And we like to keep our parties really small, 3 to 6 people, just to keep it really personalized attention. Mary Kay was really big about that. She really wanted us to spend time with people, so they came back to us and really take time to care about their needs and not just sell them whatever it is, like just sell them a bunch of stuff. That's not our goal. We want to spend time with people and really help women with their skin. And then a facial, well, the average starting out is about $20 to $25 an hour from your parties. So it's not bad part-time money. And then it can go up a lot from that. Just depends on the crowd that you're with and what they buy. And then a facial takes about an hour to do, and there's 1 to 2 guests. We do the same thing at either one. It's just called something different because it's less people. Reorders, average customers reorder $650 a year. So I always tell people, if you decide to sell anything, just make sure it's consumable. Make sure they use it up and they come back to you for more. Products that have a lifetime guarantee and these types of things, you're always going to have to go out and find new customers every single party. With something that's reorder, like a consumable product, then that's just something I didn't think about when I was like 19, 20 years old signing my agreement. I never thought about whether the product was consumable. But I have consultants today that have been with me 17 years, like I've been with Mary Kay now. They've been with me the whole time, and they've had the same 10 customers, but they reorder every 3 months consistently. And so, it's a big deal to have a reorder business. So that'll really take care of you too when you're sick or you just can't do parties or whatever. Team building is another option. We don't push you to go build a team with Mary Kay, but it's an avenue of income if you want to take advantage of it. And so the way that it works is if you have 1 to 4 people that have said, yes, I want to do this too, then you're paid between 1 and 4 people, then you're paid a 4% commission. And so that check averages between like $10 and $100 a month. So it's not a ton of money. But when you hit 5 or more team members, then the commission's more than double. They go to 9 to 13%. Those checks average between $350 and $650 a month. So that one would pay a bill. That one's really good. So I hit that in about my 5th month with the company. And that's when we started going, oh my goodness, this could actually like really bring in an income. So you can go on target for the first car once you have 5 team members. And the first car right now is a white Chevy Cruze. and you just take your team of 5 and you build to a team of 16 in 1, 2, 3, or 4 months, and then you win the car. And if you take the car, they will pay your taxes, title, registration, and most of your insurance on you and one other person. So that's awesome. And then you have to be willing to work about 12 hours a week, 12 to 15 hours a week to win a car. Nobody's logging those hours. I'm just telling you that's about what it would take. So, and then leadership is next in line. So if you wanted to take your hours up to at least 20 hours a week, then you could become a sales director at the company. And that's completely just if you want to do that. Again, I waited 11 years to become a sales director. I didn't think that's what I wanted, but I realized pretty quickly I wouldn't have to do a whole lot more than just being a car driver. And so I decided, for doubling my income, I probably should consider it. And so becoming a sales director, income starts right about $50,000. And so it just goes up from there. And you have to, again, be willing to work at least 20 hours a week. I would say average sales directors work about 30 hours a week. And there's more cars that open up to you at that point too. There's a Chevy Equinox, a pink Cadillac, a Ford Fusion. And there are actually more women earning over $100,000 with Mary Kay a year than any other company in the entire United States. So that's really hard to believe for just selling lipstick and talking to women about doing this. But that's the truth. More women than any other company. So that's just incredible. Here's just some paychecks. One thing that I don't know, everybody's different on what motivates them. Personal relationships for me is what motivates me. That's why it took me so long to become a sales director. I was just like, yeah, it's a lot more money, but I'm really happy here. I was just really content. So it just depends on your personality type, but some people do this because they need to replace their full-time income. So I want to give you some ideas of how much people can make. This lady, I'm going to put it really close so you can see this check, but this lady is someone we work with closely, and her name's Dana Chamberlain, and this was her highest check in 1 month, okay? So, sorry, I'm trying to get it close. $11,330 in 1 month, so that's pretty good, right? All the rest of these checks are mine, just like this one. Was one of my first big ones. I think you can see it says like 5768. We went to Disney World with that. That was something I was really proud of. And then I had a couple really close together in 2015. One is for, I'm looking at the wrong one. This one is for $83.99. And then I had another one 3 months later, and it was my highest check I've ever had. And it was for $94.64. So that just gives you an idea, though, of what people can make. And then I always show this. This is my last check as a consultant. So with a consultant title before I became a sales director. And it was 803 or something like that, 804. And so that was June. So it says consultant check. It was June of 2011, and then May of 2011. Then the next month, June of 2011, I became a sales director. I debuted. And so this was my first check as a sales director. So it went to $3,000. So that just gives you an idea of an average check, and that's just what we made for team building. That does not include our sales. And I've always been pretty consistent. I make about $1,200 a month in sales. And so that on top of like $800 as a consultant was really good money for me. I was staying at home, $1,800 to $2,000. That was really good pay. But then as a sales director, for the exact same amount of hours pretty much that I was working the month before, it went to $3,000. So $3,000 on top of my $1,200 with sales. That was really good money. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you is it's $100 to get started with the Mary Kay business. And the starter kit actually just changed the way it looks, but it looks you still get a lot of the same stuff in it, but just a whole bunch of stuff. It comes with a really pretty bag, and inside comes about $400 of full retail size product to demo. They want to give you everything you need for at least 30 facials and not run out of stuff. And so they want to make sure they do all of that just for that $100. And that's a tax deductible thing as well. So you pay your $100 and you need to save your receipt in a manila envelope. I just stuff all my receipts in a manila envelope and I sort them out at the end of the year. Probably not the best system, but that's what I do. And so you just write that off on your taxes. It was a supply for your business. Anything you get, including your own makeup. you're the advertisement, so you get to write that off on your taxes. And then after that, after you do that $100 for the starter kit, you decide how you want to operate your business. Do you want to have product on hand to have for people right away? I'm always really honest. Inventory, which is products to give people right away, is not mandatory. It's just a good idea. So even if you don't start with it, building up to having inventory on hand is a really good idea, just because women are really impulsive buyers. We all know that. And so if they know they can take it home, they probably will. But anytime in any given 12-month period, if you decide, I don't like this, I want to go back to being just a customer, then you can box up your stuff, send it back to Mary Kay, and she'll pay you 90% of what you paid for it. You can't be a consultant again if you do that because they destroy the product, but at least it's a safety net for you. I don't think without a safety net in place, a lot of women would try something like this, just because you don't want to be out the money if it doesn't work. Weekly training is available here locally. I do that. If you don't live local, we have other units that you get to participate in their meetings. And so we call that the adoptee program, which I love. I'm actually adopted in real life. And so that was just so cool to me how that actually worked. Like I thought, oh, I don't know if this is really going to work. And my dad always told me, I don't know, Jen, I don't see how that works, but they do. They just take you as their own. And we have adoptees here in my unit, and I love on them just like I do my own people. And so, but you would still be in my unit, but you would just be participating in somebody else's meetings. And so we think that's really cool that Mary Kay does that. Let me think of anything else I might have missed. I don't think I did. So basically at this point, I usually ask you some questions, see what you liked best, what do you like least. And then I usually have you fill out one of these little slips. And it's just a guest slip, and you put your name, and then you do usually put an interest level scale at the bottom. So like this says, could this career be for you? Yes, no, maybe. You can circle that. And then here it's just 1 to 10. So 1 is don't ever talk to me about this again. So if I see you again or your consultant sees you again, she can't bring it up. Or 10 is you love it and you want to get started right now. And you can't say 5 because 5 is the chicken answer. So don't say 5. Just go one way or the other. So anyway, and then if you, if you get thinking, maybe I could give it a try, I always just say, go home, take the pillow test. The pillow test is, if you wake up tomorrow and you keep thinking about it, you go home today, you're thinking about it, you should probably give it a try. It's a $100 risk. There's not really a risk though, because you're getting a whole bunch of stuff for that. But just see what you think. And then if not, then that's okay too. Not everybody can be a consultant, because then we wouldn't have any customers. And so we love our customers. But if you don't think about it ever again until like we follow up with you, then it's probably not for you right now. So, but you just let us know what you think. And, but thank you no matter what. Thank you for doing this training with your consultant. This is really good for her. And it's one of her new consultant things that she needs to do too, to earn some prizes from me. So I will talk to you later, and thanks so much for listening to me.